The Chiefs won the Super Bowl back in 2020. And I think a lot of people thought, man, you got Mahomes, you got Hill, you got Kelsey, you got a Hall of Fame coach in Andy Reid. Feels like you got a dynasty here in the making. Well, that's the last Super Bowl they won. They have been to another, but I always go back to the 2014 Seattle Seahawks because that looked like a potential dynasty. Won a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl in dramatic fashion. They still had Russell Wilson on that rookie contract, able to keep the Legion of Boom together. You had the secondary there and Bobby Wagner there. Pete Carroll was there, and you thought, man, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That's about it from the Seattle Seahawks. But the Chiefs are learning that the lesson is very hard. When you win, then you got to try to keep those players. And the other teams are trying to take those players from you. Or if they do stay with you, you're going to pay a little bit higher price than you wanted to. Kansas City will most likely be fine with Patrick Mahomes. But let's just look at the AFC West because, you know, Kansas City is still the best team in the AFC West. But, man, that margin has closed rapidly, it feels like, because the Raiders got better. The Chargers got better. Denver got better. And even if you're better than those teams, it still feels like you might lose a couple more games in the AFC West than you originally thought. And that one game could be the difference of having home field advantage throughout the playoffs. You might win that division with 11 wins this year. But we love to proclaim a dynasty when you have a young quarterback and a team wins and you feel like they're set up for the future. But that's not the case in Kansas City. I will make the case that Kansas City made the right move because, and this happens with these quarterbacks who make all this money, that there are going to be financial casualties. And do you want to spend that kind of money on Tyreek Hill? And the answer is, I don't. Plus, I get draft picks if I feel like we can draft somebody. You know, when somebody says, well, you know, how are you going to find a Tyreek Hill? Well, they found one. So you look for another Tyreek Hill. What was he, a sixth-round draft pick? I mean, you might not find another Patrick Mahomes, but I think you got a chance to find another Tyreek Hill. Do I want to spend that kind of money on my wide receiver? I don't. Back in 2016, a fifth-round pick, Tyreek Hill. All right, so you got some draft picks here. The Dolphins, you got two really good wide receivers now. Tua Tagovailoa going into his third year. There's no more excuses there. You know, this is a team that went from trying to tank to now they're trying to prove to everybody, we're trying to win. But they had all these draft picks. You know, Laramie Tunsil, Minkah Fitzpatrick, they got rid of players. They had all of these draft picks. And now they're using them. Going to send them to Kansas City. But if I'm Kansas City, I still got to believe in my quarterback, my head coach. I still have a Hall of Fame tight end. And I'm going to find somebody. Juju Smith-Schuster comes in there as well. You know, they'll find a wide receiver. And there are a couple of receivers in this year's draft. But I think they'll be okay. But I think maybe bettering their team all around is really important because it feels like Chargers made moves that makes them a better all-around team. The Raiders better all-around team than last year. And certainly Denver with what they did. Denver losing some players and some draft picks, but you finally get your quarterback. AFC West, that might be the strongest division that we've had in the modern football era.